Great submitted question. How do I get out of the field and start focusing on growing the actual business? Well, in the early days, when we first start out, we're bootstrapping this thing. There's going to be some work in the field. Let's just face it. Unless we've got private money coming in, or we have a nest egg where we can go out and literally start in non-production and grow that production team and manage it. But the main idea is, as soon as possible, we really need to get out of the field. So I recommend as we get going, we go out and get our first crew trained up. They're ready to go. We need to build your non-production wage into the pricing of the company, and that's the key. It's financially sound for you to actually get out of the field. Whether it's one crew or two crews, the sooner the better. Now, once we have that in place, the business owner needs to go out and really start focusing on growing and scaling the business. So going out and tackling the marketing, the sales process, and building the team in the office, start answering the phone and delegating some of those non-production staffs. The cautionary tale I really want to dive into that's kind of around the question, but this is the issue I fell into the early days of Callahan's Lawn Care, is that when there was no call, no show employee, or we had to fire somebody or somebody quit, I as the business owner would get back into the field to fill that gap. That was the biggest mistake that I made. And a lot of business owners I see finally do get out of the field, but they're sucked back in, and that literally derails the growth of the business for maybe a few days at a time, weeks, or months, or even years. So if you have a no-call, no-show employee, or you have somebody not show up, do not get into the field. The biggest thing you can do is go out and start recruiting, and hopefully you're recruiting and interviewing every week. So we're building the virtual bench, and we're just calling the people on the virtual bench and bringing them in and training them, and then getting back out of the field. But going in to fill that gap has been the biggest Achilles heel in my company in the lawn care in the early days, because I would go in strategically destroy the progress I was making by jumping back on the truck for whether it's a day or two or maybe even a month or two. So go out, if you have that gap, go out and hire and train, and then stay out of the field. And that was one of the key things I've learned from my buddy Kyle Van Putty over at Van Putty Gardens, where I was jumping back in the truck. If Kyle had that happen, I was scratching my head why Kyle and how Kyle would not jump back in the truck. But that was the key to a company that's now 60 plus years successful and profitable and scaling.